Hello and welcome to Beyond Boundaries, a talk show that brings you the insightful and inspiring journeys of leaders who are changing the landscape of education in India. I am Abhishek Bhargava, and today's conversation is proudly presented by the collaborative efforts of Silverzone Foundation and Worldwide Scholarly Alliance. It's a privilege to welcome an inspiring torchbearer in education, Ms. Simi Bhatia, the visionary principal of St. Margaret's Senior Secondary School. With an impressive career spanning over 37 years, Ms. Simi's journey from a mathematics teacher to a visionary principal has been marked by numerous accolades and transformative initiatives. Her commitment to inclusive education and sustainability has earned her multiple recognitions, including the Most Active Principal Award and Savitribai Phule Samman for 3 consecutive years. That is something. A warm welcome to Beyond Boundaries, ma'am. Your remarkable journey is a source of inspiration for both educators and learners. And we are excited to bring forward your vision and your journey with our viewers.
Thank you so much, Abhishek.
So, ma'am, we'll be starting with the early journey and inspiration about how it all started. What shaped Principal Simi's ideology or her vision? Can you share a story where you witnessed yourself how education has transformed the student's life?
For a student, I think education has really taken a 360-degree turn from our times, the times I have seen, and the times I've heard of. From those dot learning times to moving on to writing skills, learning skills, moving on to technology-based education, and moving on to a new NEP policy, wherein you see a lot of change around, variety of subjects to choose from, variety to, competency-based education, which it has reached now, and AI-driven things happening now.
Every other day, some new innovation coming out.
Children have been really very adapted to the new things that have been happening and learning a lot.
How do you balance academics and extracurricular activities in your school?
Extracurricular activities give them a footage to do well in academics also. If they don't do it well there, if they don't participate, if they don't come out, they will never get confident of what they're learning. So I think that has been a very big strength that I have been, inculcating in them. And I've been wanting them to, evolve as learners.
Come out of the comfort zone.
All-rounders, who are all-rounders. Participate, doesn't matter. You win or you lose, it doesn't matter. When you go around and hear 10 more people around, there's some knowledge you come back.
Yes, that's true.
So giving them a lot of platform to participate and understand has given me a lot of difference in the academic attitudes that I see around. They very happily learn and do things.
And you get that satisfaction when you could see them growing.
It is very satisfying to see them groomed up as all-rounders.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Taking over as the principal of St. Margaret's School during the pandemic must have been challenging. How did you adapt your learning or the methodologies that you talked about, and then taking the first ever session on 18th of March? So how did you adapt during this transition?
the transition was surprisingly very quick. The teachers very fast adapted to it. There were hesitations, there were limitations. Hindi teachers would desist. How do we do our work? How do we do the writing work? How do we connect with the students? Students come up with naughty things around because they are a step ahead in technologies. But then we transformed all this into a
Something more meaningful and concrete.
more meaningful, and even adapting those children to help the teacher embrace the technology as well. It was, teacher would tell them, share the screen, even if she's not able to do it. And how they were given responsibilities to do what they knew better.
Okay.
And I think that created a bond also, wherein the children and the teachers got very closer to each other. Of course, the teacher has reached the home.
Yeah.
So
That's beautiful. That's such a beautiful thing. What's your approach to blending traditional teaching with the modern technology?
modern technology has to work as an asset to have the learning that is very traditional. We cannot forego our traditional learning because that's what has, it's time tested, we would say. India has been a Jagat Guru because of these things that we have been doing.
The Vedas and Upanishads that we have.
But I am also associated with the Delhi Association of Mathematics Teacher as in the position of a treasurer.
Okay.
And we have we recently celebrated India Maths Day when we talked about Radhanath Sikdar.
Okay.
He is the one who actually measured the height of Mount Everest, which goes to Mr. Hillary and the Everest. And he was the one who measured it using the laws of trigonometry. So children need to know their foundation and their roots are very, very.
Yeah.
So that is what will help them. Knowing the life of Radhanath Sikdar, as many of them, once they learnt about it, I'm sure there will be many more Radhanath Sikdars than you find around. So that is how.
So as we move towards the end segment of our show, this is time for rapid fire. Ma'am, I will give you one word and you just have to answer whatever pops up from.
I'm very happy to receive rapid fire from you.
So, just, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, brace yourself. Ambition.
Being a good human being. That still remains with me.
Okay. Confidence.
Good.
Values.
Nurtured well.
Olympiads.
Love them.
Indian publishers.
Need to grow.
Moral values.
A must for the children.
Ethics.
Very important for all human beings, especially if you're born in a country like India.
Indian education system.
Evolving.
Teachers.
Need to upgrade a little more, but I'm sure the warriors.
Okay. And students.
They're lovely as always.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. That was the rapid round we have. You mentioned for Indian publishers that they need to grow.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
We need to grow up because they have a tough competition with technology now.
Okay.
It's not just printing the books that
Yeah.
If I still rank a newspaper to reading the news on a mobile, I would still say the newspaper in hand is worth $1 million.
Okay.
Because that's what I have learnt and grown up on. I feel that little, the paper in your hand gives you that little hang on learning what you're learning around and you're reading what is there. But now what's happening is everything is done in such a way that you have an online thing available. Now you're putting the children back into that technology in a different way.
They're already on their phones 24/7 and now you're giving them study here.
Staying them
So-
away from the mobile is very early. We have another initiative, since you're talking about it, we have another initiative in the school which says mobile ke liye very, very important thing that you have. It's a very interesting initiative which is, it says that you put your mobile aside and spend time together.
Okay.
Have you been taking that initiative in the school?
Like spend time with your colleague, your friends, or with the teachers.
No, एक तो है फेंकिए मत. One is this.
Okay.
The other one is that you need to spend time with your, mobile hatakar. So
Okay.
there's a little word that I have.
That's okay. We'll add it later on.
I'll give you that word.
So we will talk about I see this plant over here. This is also again another sustainable initiative that you have introduced in the school.
It has been for past 8 years.
Past 8 years.
Sensoraria is a plant which gives oxygen 24/7, and we encourage our children and the school team to gift a plant.
Gift a plant. So this is the initiative: gift a plant, gift life. So any student can gift it to another student or teachers or parents, and this is absolutely available at the school. So that is a very nice initiative that you're having. How has the response of this initiative gone? Like, do you?
Wonderful. My children do it, and we have them in the assemblies. They pick up, gifting the chief guest or anybody who's coming in the school, giving a plant and, talking about it. And children really know it on their tips that this is one gift everybody would love.
Yeah. And you were talking about, before we pivoted to the initiatives, you're talking about how Indian publishers have to, still focus on the printed material, not just pushing
It
to.
has to be interesting. It has to be something which, you feel like reading.
Okay.
That feel has to come in.
So are you talking in, I'm sorry to interrupt, but are you talking in perspective from, like, there's a design part, like colorful pages, beautiful illustration,
Design.
and then the content in there.
Content. It should be an upgraded content. It should be, if you're talking about, say, some kind of, let's say, history for that matter. If you're talking about a fact, bring up the newer things that are happening in that field.
Okay. So something relevant, and then what's happening?
Relevance is very important.
Okay.
Relevance is very important because that's how children learn.
Okay.
And it should have an integration with other subjects also. It's not just just the facts around.
Yeah. So integration of multiple subjects in just one, so that they're aware, like for example, history.
It's a must now because that's what NEP also talks about. That's where we grow up from there to this. Because NEP will bring back the same thing around. It has been molding us to, connect, integrate languages, subjects, do it in indigenous languages, vernacular languages are given a priority.
Yeah.
Children are given more open spaces to learn by doing.
And also learning about
But
past of
it's
India.
being used in our classes.
Okay.
I mean, it's like picking up things and learning what you want to learn
Yeah.
away. I have my class 1 and 2 with one very interesting classes known as the SBL classes, skill based learning.
Okay.
Wherein my nursery staff goes to 1 and 2 and takes up some activity with them. Sometimes it could be just a storytelling. Sometimes it could be learning, just peeling off the peas,
Okay.
learning some motor activity in the class, tying up the shoelaces, packing your bag,
Yeah.
putting your uniform in order, folding a shirt. So those are the skills we teach them.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So we have once a week that session.
That's
Children
once a week.
Go to those
Okay.
classes.
And this happens like at the beginning of the week or
End of this is towards Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
Right. 1 and 2 take the classes on SBL.
SPL. Mentoring is a big part of your journey. How do you nurture not just academics, growth, but also life skills into students?
Very, very important. Like I just spoke about SPL, the skill-based learning thing around. Life skills are very, very important around because that's what it was going to make them stand in a good stead outside the world. Simple learning or doing the marks is not sufficient.
Yeah.
So a lot of activities, we have big club culture in the school. Every Friday for an hour, children choose on their own whether it's like shutterbacks, whether they're learning to use the cameras, whether they are doing master chefs around,
Okay.
or when they are into literacy things around, literary learning where they learn and do a play at the end of the year,
Cool.
nature nurture club where they go in the grow things and do a lot of work on people, and there's an eco club as well. So lots of things that they're learning around.
Okay.
And there's somebody who's interested in art and aesthetics is into it.
Okay.
Somebody who's very fond of physical exercises has a good session around to play during that time in a various way.
And so how long are these sessions? Like 1 hour, 2 hours? 1 hour.
Session a week. We're also giving them abacus and Vedic maths introduction in this class.
Okay. So now because the government wants students or just in general to learn the roots about India, because we've been always learning things about from the Western culture, but we have forgotten about our own.
Absolutely. Even if we celebrated Fibonacci's day yesterday, there was another Varamai. We had a mathematician who founded 600 years before him.
Okay. And people don't know about it.
People don't know about it. For us now, mathematics is, when we talk more about mathematicians, we talk about Ramanujan. Of course, a big legend, but there are many more.
Many more. What are your hopes for the future of education, and how are you preparing St. Margaret School for it?
My children are growing up, my teachers are grooming up, and I see them in a very good state in the near future because we believe in education for life.
Okay, so lifelong learner.
Yes.
Okay.
We have to be lifelong learners. So definitely the future is bright for education in the country because there have been a lot of changes and they're being embraced as well. That's the best part. Though we are, testing and time testing and again, but then we're coming up to things that we really find relevant and we're learning through them.
So how do you embrace when you say like you will embrace
You
these
see
things?
that
Like,
during pandemic, how teachers like warriors picked up many of them had not touched the phones before this, did not use the laptops before this. How they were onto the technology and were really driven home there, which was very, very interesting. So not only that, now coming to NEP, we're getting to embrace ourselves as an NEP ready school soon now. We're coming to the policies, to things that are being...
is this an initiative from the government, NEP ready schools or?
Yes.
Okay.
It had to be, starting this year or so, but very soon it's going to be there. So this whole system of capacity building programs and is training the children and the teachers to get ready for trying to be an NAP ready scheme.
Talking about multiple initiatives that you have been the torchbearer in your school and before that as well. We recently talked about Gift a Plant, Gift Life. Is there any other initiative that you would like or particularly proud of?
You have one of them which is very closely and very close to my heart is Disconnect to Connect. Like these days, there have been instances where children say, "Ki, wish I was a mobile." The child writes down, if you see those reads around, and yet, it is so true that everybody is so occupied and they don't want children to use it. It's not very easy to preach once you're not practicing yourself.
Yeah.
So it's very important to disconnect and connect with your child. Maybe for some time during the day, everybody should together put the phones away. So we've been telling our parents and children through our very important Monday program, which is based on complete collaboration of student, teacher, and parent.
Parents.
Like it is very nicely said around. You would bring the child to school. And this is who is this? This is a parent bringing the child to the teacher. The teacher says, "This is for me to keep and room for a while." And finally, both of them hold their hands and they say, "It is ours to keep."
Ours to keep.
The well-grooming of the child will happen through the parent
And the teacher as well.
Yes. The collaboration is so important. And disconnect to connect actually connects the parent to the child. It's so important for them to understand what are they going through, people don't talk about these things these days. They will talk about a lot of things around, but they will not about these little talks around. Yes.
So, ma'am, so we talked about policies in India. We talked about education. We talked about publishers. We talked about Olympiads. We talked about your journey. But there is one common factor in each of the statements or the topics you discussed is parents. How do you see, because we have seen how teachers are adapting to technology. We have seen how students are already ahead of that, using that technology. But what about parents? What do you think? What is their role now, and how has that changed?
The role is well defined, but unfortunately not followed up.
So, ma'am, your journey from a maths teacher to an award-winning principal is truly inspiring. Your dedication to inclusive education, sustainability, and innovation beautifully blends traditional values with modern teaching methods. Thank you for sharing your insights with us today. Your story has inspired me, and I'm sure it will inspire nationwide educators and learners. Until next time, subscribe to our channel, Beyond Boundaries.
Thank you so
Thank you, ma'am.
much.